I was in a good, stable marriage, writing books for children that were bestsellers. I was getting more and more work and more fame and attention and adulation. I got more as my addiction got worse, not.
Jamie Lee Curtis is an American actress, author, and activist. She made her film acting debut in 1978 as Laurie Strode in John Carpenter's horror film Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis initially became known as a scream queen because of her starring roles in several horror films throughout the late 1970s and early 1980s. Not only an award-winning, but also striking, fun-loving actress with memorable parts in a variety of genres. Jamie Lee Curtis proved to the world that she is a star of her own making, despite her acting legacy.
Tell me what you most admire about Jamie Lee Curtis.
Her age, She's ageless. I mean, she's 87 years old and she looks amazing.
If you enjoy these videos, please remember to hit the like button, as it does help us out a lot. And comment below who your favorite celebrity is that you'd love to see in an upcoming video. Her full name is Jamie Lee Curtis, but is also known as the Scream Queen and the Body. She was born on November 22, 1958 in Santa Monica, California, making her age 61 at the time of this production. She stands 5'7" or 170 centimeters tall. Apart from acting, Curtis is also a well-known writer. She's a blogger for the Huffington Post and has published over a dozen children's books. After Halloween, Curtis went on to act in a few other horror films like The Fog, Prom Night, and Terror Train. These films earned Curtis the title of Scream Queen for her iconic shriek and her ability to outwit assailants and survive the night. In her prime, Curtis's legs were insured for $1 million. They were a pretty hot commodity at the time. Curtis and her father, who are both of Hungarian Jewish descent, reconnected with their roots in the 1990s. They did so with an utterly heartbreaking gesture. The duo helped rebuild the Great Synagogue in Hungary by donating funds to repair the building, which was heavily damaged during World War II. Curtis really has her hands in a lot of different projects. Jamie Lee Curtis is the godmother to actor Jake Gyllenhaal. The two appear to have a great relationship in photographs, always smiling and laughing, plus Gyllenhaal was the one who convinced Curtis to star in the latest excellent Halloween movie. Thanks, Jake. While she certainly doesn't fall under the normal demographic for the World of Warcraft players, Curtis has proven herself to be quite the fan. She even went to Comic-Con in full cosplay, expertly avoiding detection. In an interview with NME, Jamie Lee Curtis made a controversial statement. Despite starring in some of the most iconic horror flicks of all time, she said that she does not enjoy horror movies. She said, "I don't like horror movies. I don't say this for a joke, although it gets a laugh. I really don't. There's nothing I like about being scared." Jamie Lee Curtis and Sigourney Weaver are both statuesque scream queens, respectively leading the Halloween and Alien franchises. You'd think they'd be enemies, but actually, they're celebrity BFFs. Curtis is a known activist for several humanitarian causes. One of these events saw her acting in the play 8, a reenactment of the trial that overturned the same-sex marriage ban. She starred alongside Brad Pitt and Martin Sheen. In 1994, tragedy struck the Curtis family when Jamie Lee's half-brother, Nicholas, died of a heroin overdose. The young musician was only 22 years old. Although her father, Tony Curtis, died in 2010, Jamie Lee only recently revealed the dark secret she shared with him. While opening up about her past addiction problems, Curtis confessed that she'd once shared illegal substances with her father. Not really a run-of-the-mill way to bond. While Tony Curtis went to rehab in the 1980s, Jamie Lee Curtis finally got sober in 1999. Curtis is married to director, actor, and screenwriter Christopher Guest, most famous for the mockumentaries This Is Spinal Tap and Best in Show. Curtis married Guest on December 18, 1984. She saw a picture of him from the movie This Is Spinal Tap in Rolling Stone and told her friend Deborah Hill, "Oh, I'm going to marry that guy," actually marrying him 5 months later. Even though Curtis and her husband enjoy a happy marriage, the couple struggled with an utterly heartbreaking problem: infertility. After 2 years of trying to have a baby, they adopted a little girl named Annie. Almost a decade later, Jamie Lee was present at the birth of her adoptive son, Thomas. She even cut the cord. In an interview, Curtis cooed over her children. "I would give my life for this child," she said of Annie.
I mean, I'm an addict, so I'm in recovery. I'm not recovered, never will be, but I am working on it.
Curtis was born in Santa Monica, California, to actor Tony Curtis and actress Janet Leigh. Her father was Jewish, the son of Hungarian Jewish immigrants. Two of her maternal great-grandparents were Danish, while the rest of her mother's ancestry is German and Scots-Irish. Curtis has an older sister, Kelly Curtis, who's also an actress, and several half-siblings, all from her father's remarriages. Alexandra, actress Allegra Curtis, Benjamin and Nicholas Curtis, who died in 1994 of a drug overdose. Curtis's parents divorced in 1962. After the divorce, she stated her father was not around and that he was not interested in being a father. Curtis attended Westlake School, now Harvard Westlake School in Los Angeles, and Beverly Hills High School, and graduated from Choate Rosemary Hall. Returning to California in 1976, she attended her mother's alma mater, the University of the Pacific in Stockton, California, and studied law. She dropped out after one semester to pursue a career in acting. Curtis's film work spans many genres, including the cult comedies Trading Places, 1983, for which she received a BAFTA for Best Supporting Actress, and A Fish Called Wanda, 1988, for which she earned a BAFTA nomination for Best Actress. She won a Golden Globe, an American Comedy Award, and a Saturn Award for playing the starring role of Helen Tasker in James Cameron's action comedy film True Lies in 1994. For Halloween in 1978, Curtis was paid just $8,000. For Halloween 2 in 1981, she was paid $100,000, which is around $300,000 today, adjusted for inflation. In 2002, Curtis starred in Halloween Resurrection, for which she earned $3 million. Jamie Lee Curtis' net worth is $60 million. Jamie Lee Curtis and Christopher Guest's house in Santa Monica, Los Angeles, is worth a reported $7.25 million. In 2015, Curtis and her husband bought the home next door to their current abode for $2.2 million in a deal completed off-market. Curtis is a fan of eco-friendly or electric cars. She owns a Honda FCX Clarity, a Lexus RX 450h, a Toyota Prius, and a Tesla Model X.